Rise and shine, family. So listen, guys, it has been reported that Kevin Samuels has passed away. And we're seeing a whole lot of controversial opinions following his death, okay? Now, we're seeing people, they are excited that he has died, joyful that he has died, and we're seeing people that are very upset that people are voicing that opinion. Before I tap into this, family, I want to say condolences to Kevin Samuels' family, his loved ones, and friends. I am very sorry that you are having to see this during your time of loss, okay? That being said, I want to move on to why we hate Kevin Samuels or why we love Kevin Samuels, okay? And just dig into this, okay? So first of all, Kevin Samuels, like myself, is a very polarizing individual. This means that he says a lot of things that challenges the accepted opinions of others, okay? He says a lot of things that are opposite or opposing to the accepted ideas, okay? This makes him polarizing. Now, myself, I'm very polarizing as I spoke about my views on religion, okay? And I can tell you this, I spoke about my views on religion wholeheartedly with every intention to help people, not harm people. But I can tell you that the response that I expected was to be loved, was to be respected for what I had the courage to say, was to be respected for speaking the truth, and all those things. But that's not actually what happened in its entirety, okay? I'm going to explain something to you, okay? I went through some things where I'd had my stomach removed to beat cancer. And a few months after that, I had to have another stomach surgery due to a bowel obstruction. And I almost died from that surgery. Anyway, when I woke up from surgery, I checked my social medias and people were actually wishing death on me. They were the entire time that I went through the cancer scare. But this particular situation was very different for me. I just woken up out of surgery and I wanted to check social media. And all I'm saying is that, yeah, you're going to die. I want you to die. And I want to show you guys a clip, sort of what came out of me during that time. OK, let's check it out. You know, I want to thank you guys as well. You know, when these things happen, I always get people. Let me see. I'm going to show you. I got to take this crap off my feet. So I'm probably going to be kidnapped for a while. But I want to thank all of you guys who tell me that I should give my life back to Christ in order for him to heal me. All you people out there who think that God is going to make me sick because I don't believe in him when he lets starving people die every freaking day. You understand what I'm saying? I want to thank all of y'all who think I should repent to God just because I'm sick when people who are faithful to this character die every day. I want to thank y'all for showing me your ignorance. And I love to break your faces because here we go again. I'm going to quote Antoine Fisher. It don't matter what you try to do to destroy me. I'm still standing and I'm still strong. And I say that to all you out there, all you haters. I say that to cancer. I say that to anything that's ever came my way. I'm still standing and I'm still strong. Even with skinny arms, you understand? You will never, y'all won't defeat me, man. I won't stop. You better get it out your head. I'm going to be here. And believe me, we're going to wake the world up. Nothing's going to stop it. So you might as well give it up. All right? So you can keep your comments from here on out. I'm going to be fine. If it happened again, I'll be fine again. You'll see. No God could kill me. You understand? All right. Be evolution, family. Be the change that you want to see. And no candle loses its flame from lighting another. Okay? Peace. So, family, that video is from a video that I called Kevin Wesley's Transformation from Cancer. Okay, so you can look that video up. But I want to tell you something. When I woke up from my surgery and I saw that, my focus went to that negativity, that people wanted me to die. But I want to tell you something. That wasn't entirely the case. People actually loved me. As I look throughout all of the videos, now that's when I look at a chosen few videos, a certain few comments, I mean. But when I look at all of the comments, it's we want you to get better. You inspire me. You are the man that I want to be. I admire your courage. I admire your confidence. I admire your ability to be able to speak truth, change your life around. Okay. And I was loved, truly loved. I still am by many. Okay. Are there people who wish the worst upon me? Absolutely. But what I'm trying to explain to you guys is, you know, there's always going to be that side of it whenever you are a polarizing individual. Okay. I myself have made a couple of videos reacting to Kevin Samuels. I believe all of those videos were disagreements of his content. While I do not disagree with all of his content, I have made some videos where I was disagreeing with specific parts of his content, okay? And when I did, a whole bunch of people went in on me. Leave Kevin Samuels alone. We love Kevin Samuels. So what I'm trying to explain to you guys is Kevin Samuels is loved. He's also hated. What a polarizing figure does is you either hate them or you love them. That's the energy that they bring. You either going to hate them or you're going to love them. The key, though, family, is challenge their rhetoric. Challenge what they say. You know, so when it talks about outside of, you know, you guys, some people being excited that Kevin Samuels passed away, some people being saddened. I don't really want to fuss at people who were happy, simply because I think it's all been said. I think I want to reflect on this more than anything. OK, when we pass away, people will act a certain way. How will they act, family? So let's talk about Kevin Samuels. What makes him so polarizing? Is it his opinions? Now, he does have an opinion that opposes many of our own views. OK, but I don't believe that's what makes him necessarily so polarizing. If you heard of Patrice O'Neal, he had a lot of these same opinions and talking points years ago before he passed away. OK, family. Kevin Samuels, he actually has a lot of the same views as Patrice O'Neal. What I believe, though, that makes Kevin Samuels so polarizing is his ability to market himself, his ability to put himself where many of us couldn't go as YouTubers and things of that nature. This made Kevin Samuels known specifically for what he talks about because he had the ability to put himself in position. Now, this makes Kevin Samuels easy to be the scapegoat because he's the one everyone hates for these opinions, but he's not the originator of these opinions, family. Now, I will tell you this. A lot of what Kevin Samuels had to say, I did agree with, simply because some of the things that he was talking about were actual problems in our reality. Now, his views on correcting these issues, some of those things I disagreed with. OK, I felt like they were very superficial corrections to make. And I didn't see how his views led to family, heritage, and legacy. That's my concern. You understand, family? But to hate a person who doesn't view things the way you view them, that's wasted energy. You understand? We're always going to have people who see things differently. What we should do is have the ability to negotiate, the ability to converse, and really see them and respect them as a person who has their own opinion. All right. So I've been saying all along that it's about values, not necessarily value. OK, and while Kevin has taken this approach to being with a high value man, and he makes that about superficial things, resources and whatnot. What I've been saying is I don't see how that would lead to family, heritage, because if that man, he wants to sleep with whoever he wants to sleep with, treat her however he wants to treat her, and she just has to deal with it because he makes a certain dollar amount. And I know that's not the basic synopsis of his rhetoric, but it's a lot of it, family. He's not teaching value. He's not teaching values. He's teaching value. Now, while I may have my problems with that, my problems are not with the man. OK, it's not with the man. And so I want to ask you guys this. How would you like for your life to be represented? I do realize there's a lot of men who out there who do think like the men that Kevin Samuels was speaking for. And so women who want those men. And this is why I did make a video where I said Kevin Samuels is needed. OK, because he is pointing out issues that are real, and he is confronting issues that need to be confronted. OK, now, whether or not we like everything that he says, I'm an eat the meat, spit out the bones type of person. You understand? So I'm more so going to learn from individuals, and more so who I want to be I'm going to be anyway. But I'm going to learn from whoever. And like I said, eat the meat and spit out the bones. What I learned from Kevin Samuels is, how to market, how to see your vision and manifest that vision, OK, into what you want it to look like, your presentation and things of that nature. He went from working at a Macy's counter family to being a huge social media star with multiple millions of viewers, family. OK, he trusted himself to give what he thought was true, and it worked for him in terms of success. OK, now, of course, in his death, you have a lot of people who are saying they were happy or saying all these egregious things about his death. But again, here's my question. It is one thing to become successful. That is when you know, reach a certain goal, a personal goal, individual goal, become successful. But do we want to have success minus contribution or value that we bring to the world? Because a lot of times if the world can't see your value, this is how they'll treat you. Now, this is not to say that Kevin Samuels did not bring value. I believe that the people who hate Kevin Samuels or feel negatively about Kevin Samuels, they just don't see the value. However, the value is there. I see the value. However, I do see the blatant problems that it can cause as well. But again, I don't blame the man. You understand? You have to deal with the content, because the man is a manifestation. That, like, the man's content, his views, his ideas are a manifestation of everything they have been through. So you want to challenge those views, okay? But you don't get angry at the individual and wish harm upon the individual. You understand? At least that's how I would prefer it to be. Obviously, it happens. It's happening now, okay? And that's why I ask these questions, okay? But considering the man Kevin Samuels, outside of the rhetoric, okay? He was single. He was twice divorced, okay? And so he's given information about how to have relationships. But as men, this is what I would ask you guys. Do you want love? Because this person who's teaching you how to have a relationship, he didn't die in a relationship, okay? He did not die in a relationship. And while people are saying, well, he died with an escort, he died with this type of person, that's neither here nor there. It's more like that's a world where those things happen as well. What life are you going to lead? Are you seeking a life where you're going to have family, children, and leave an inheritance and a legacy to your children? Are you trying to better your family and your community with how you raise your children and how you marry? Or are you looking forward to just being a successful individual? Listen, you're not wrong for whatever path you take, but we do have to understand that our decisions do have an impact on the world, okay? Especially our children, if we're going to have children. So how are you going to bring children in this world? And how are you going to be once you do bring children in this world? You know, are you going to bring children in this world with the intent of passing on your legacy to them? Or are you just looking to sleep around until you have a child and just pay child support and have a broken home, so to speak? You understand? When I look at, you know, I guess everything overall, I look at what Kevin Samuels brought to the table in terms of his rhetoric, who Kevin Samuels was as the man, and then I look at the people who are listening to the content. Who do you want to be as a man? Who do you want to be as a woman? And what type of relationship would you want? And a lot of times with his content, I would see women call in with the hopes of getting a high value man. Okay, from my perspective, you should find a man that you can work with to create the life and legacy that you want to live. Not try and seek out someone who's already accomplished. Their views of you will be very different. They may not see your value. They may not trust your intent. Okay, and so I'm explaining to you guys that, and you don't have the background to say that you were there working with them and you were there with them when they were building. A lot of these things, this is what translates into longevity. A person who can say, I know you got my back because you've been there. You understand? That actually helps. A person will trust you because they trust your character. You've been around them. But if you try to grab that man while he's already successful, he's probably met a lot of women who has tried to use him, get over on him, or he's gotten a lot extra attention since he's gotten success, and he questions that. He believes it's because of his success and not because of who he is. That man is going to be more timid with moving forward into a relationship. You see what I'm saying, guys? More skeptical about a relationship. So when women would call in and say things like, you know, I want a six-figure man or a high-value man, again, my views of relationships are very different. But again, that's not a reason to hate Kevin Samuels. And that's why I'm trying to be specific, to not go into, I guess, specific things I disagree with. This video is not about that. It's more about what do we learn from people whenever they're teaching, they're rising to success, or they're challenging people's paradigms. How are we supposed to respond? If we disagree with them, is that the right thing to do, to turn and hate them? Is that the right thing to do? In my opinion, it's not. It's to confront the issues that they have, confront their rhetoric, and bring light to it. It's not about being angry at the person. But what I found is a lot of times when people don't have the ability to confront the issue, don't have the knowledge to challenge the opinion, what they refer to as ad hominems and insults. You have to understand, family, everyone in history who tried to create change had people that disliked them for those very reasons. They could not actually challenge their opinions, so they decided to challenge their person. And that means calling them names and hurling insults at them. You understand? And again, Kevin Samuels isn't the exclusive person who talks about that content. There's so many men who agree with Kevin Samuels and who feels that way. So to be excited that Kevin Samuels passed on is just ridiculous, as it's going to continue. This frame of thought is going to continue. Men have been this way. A lot of Kevin Samuels' information came from studying those men, being around those men and knowing what those men talk about and like. Me personally, I say challenge how those men think and raise their vibration so they can have a mindset that's more conducive for family and legacy. Not ask women to change, to get with these men. You know what I'm saying? So, because again, getting with that man is not going to lead, even if you marry that man, is it going to lead to a healthy family, a family with longevity and resources and leaving an inheritance and who's focused on legacy? Is it going to lead to that? Because that's what we need in our communities, family. We need to start seeing families together and who care about raising their future selves with the intent of preserving their legacy and carrying their legacy and lineage further into the future, not just seeking a life for themselves personally. You understand? Now, again, you guys are going to listen to who mostly inspires you, okay? Or who mostly challenges you. Again, the man had 1.4 million views, million viewers or subscribers. That's just on YouTube alone. So it's ironic that so many people hate the guy, but he was so watched. You understand? And so it tells you a lot about the world, is that many of us, we still need to work on ourselves to create the reality we want. But even if we don't like what somebody's saying, we'll give them our time and energy and still not make those corrections. You understand? So he's telling blatant things that you can change about yourself. And I've saw his rhetoric all the way back to how he addressed men. You know, I will tell you guys, it's all the same. He's rude to everybody. Just being clear, he's straightforward and rude to everyone. All the same, family. I haven't seen him really make any adjustments for people unless it's a celebrity on his show. You know what I mean? And a lot of times when it comes to having a celebrity on your show, as a guest, you're going to pull your punches because you want to keep that celebrity on, because of course that celebrity being on your show is bringing you market value, notoriety, and viewers. However, I think it would be very, very clever and unique if he kicked them off all the same. Okay. I think that would have made him even bigger, to be honest with you. But again, everybody's going to be who they are and run their platform the way they want to run it, you know, but I can say that he has been consistent with how he speaks to people, how he dialogues with people, you know. But again, you guys can look through my videos and see that I have challenged a little bit of his content, but it's never to challenge his character. I've always disagreed with us coming at his person, you know, not his rhetoric, because all the other things are irrelevant. If he's single, if he doesn't have children, if he's been divorced twice, these things can be relevant whenever you're asking yourself, if I'm going to listen to this person's content, what type of life is that going to create for me? Okay, that matters. But when it comes to he's divorced, twice divorced, single, whatever the case may be, that means that he's wrong about his content. Not necessarily true. His content should be challenged with truth, logic, okay, and statistics. Not ad hominems about his past. That doesn't mean he's telling you guys wrong because he's not married. Do you understand? But what you should do is challenge what he's saying and see if that leads to harmony. Do you understand? People are going to be picking apart Kevin Samuels' videos for the foreseeable future, simply because he does say a lot of things that you can debate and challenge it. The man was polarizing in the opinions that he brought, family. Like, he challenged us and got us to talking, whether or not we agree or disagree. He got us to talking. He got us to looking at ourselves and looking at our community for these types of characters, like for these types of behaviors. And they do exist, family. So that we've seen so many women go live and talk about how they want to use men and get them for their money and then just toss them to the side until when they find the one that they like. We've seen women go live and butcher men and talk about how they see men, and you've seen this. And so Kevin Samuels came out with this platform where he was a man who who created a platform to give men a voice to speak on things they didn't necessarily like about women. And you could see the the response to that. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't well received, but at the same time, we need it. And it's irrelevant whether people, hate him or not. The man has passed on. None of that's going to have any effect on him going forward. Do you understand? But I will say to you guys who has witnessed the life of Kevin Samuels, his growth, and now his passing, I will ask you guys to consider what type of man you are going to be. You understand? What value are you going to bring to the world? And in your passing, do you want to be a person who's respected? Or do you want to be a person who's successful? Consider Kevin Samuels. He was very successful. But who is he going to pass his legacy on to? Without being accountable to creating that future self, having that child, creating that healthy relationship that lasts long term, who are you going to pass everything that you earn to whenever you pass? To me, it kind of goes into the meaning of life. Well, many of us say life is just about you enjoying yourself and accomplishing what you want to accomplish. I see it as far greater than that. I see it as having more depth than that. Okay. It's about your children. It's about your legacy. It's about your future. You understand? It's about your character, your well-being, what you're going to leave for others to be able to vibrate higher off of, the value you bring the world. You understand? So I see success as encapsulating every bit of that. You understand? And to me, I say, what a great loss it is for a man to accomplish so much, but not have a child to pass that to not have a person to leave his legacy and lineage to. They say he passed with a woman that he recently just met. Whether that's an escort or not, I don't care. But what I want to express is this, family. It wasn't with his wife. It wasn't with someone that he had a relationship with. And what I'm going to say to you guys is, if you are, going to live the life where you chase your success, and when you want intimacy, you just go out and get an escort. I want to explain to you that doesn't lead into you having a partner in which you can build with, create a legacy lineage with, and pass on your inheritance to your children that y'all both raise with the intent of furthering your legacy. It will not lead to that. And it often won't even lead to you having a significant other, simply because the work that you would put in to manifest a real relationship, you're not putting that work in because you can simply pay for an escort. You can simply meet a person and a couple of days later be able to get intimacy from them. You understand? And so if there's no accountability and time and effort put into manifesting a relationship, when you get lonely, you won't have a relationship. So what will you do in order to mitigate the loneliness? Okay, seek your quick fix. That means going to Prime, right? Or inviting somebody over, or reaching out for some, person, some escort. You understand? If you think that it's a happy life, no one can take that from you. It's your life. But it's time we decide what type of lives we are going to lead. You understand? What type of men we are going to be. Seriously, family, it's time that we make that decision today. What type of men and women we are going to be. You see? And that's why I always talk about the things I talk about on my platform. You understand? That being said, family, I won't continue on this topic for very long. Rest in peace to Kevin Samuels. He was one of the people that I would look at the size of his platform, and he would motivate me to go harder, to try and to elevate my platform to the likes of his. He challenged me, and it sucks that he's not going to be any longer with us. You know what I mean? So he was doing a lot of things that we all, especially if you are a content creator, can learn from in ways of marketing yourself, broadening your reach, enlarging your platform, all of that, family. So again, I'm an eat the meat and spit out the bones type of person. I do value Kevin Samuels and his content, even though I don't agree with most of it. Okay, I'm gonna say that again. I value Kevin Samuels and his content, even though I don't agree with most of it. It challenges us. It gets us to thinking. Family, we needed it. We simply did need it. I'm not going to fuss at you guys. I was very upset when I first saw all the people expressing their joy over a man's death. But at the same time, it's how they felt. And Kevin Samuels made his living by saying how he felt, by voicing his opinion. You understand? But what I will say is, stepping back from it, you can't control people and tell them how to feel when you pass. or how to feel when someone else passes, but we all can step back and look at it and say, you know, how do I want the world to react when I pass? You know, do I want the world to be joyous that I passed, even though I was successful? Is my success at the expense of others? Am I helping people? Am I bringing value to the world? You understand? Like, I want to consider all those things as a man because they matter to me. You understand? And that's a part of the world. We can see this, right? So values or value, okay? Kevin Samuels spoke on, again, his views were very superficial, not really based on values that you should have in a relationship, but it was based on value. He'd ask women how pretty they were, you know, what their body type was. Now, he would ask them what they were bringing to the table. But again, when he's talking about high value man, it was mainly about superficial things. And again, family, that life does exist. So he was speaking for a part of our world. He was speaking to something that actually happened. So he wasn't making it up, family. But in the end, family, reportedly the man has passed. Truly horrible news. And again, condolences to his family, condolences to his friends and whoever he loved, whoever was close to him. Condolences, family. I wouldn't want my children or my loved ones to see comments of people being happy that I passed or that I am sick. That's what, you know, hurt my feelings the last time, is by seeing that. But I just had to learn. I'm going to stay angry. I would stay angry at those people for being happy that I'm in a tough situation, or even a life and death situation. I would be upset at them, but that's my energy. Why waste my energy on that? I instead should just look at it and learn a lesson. When you are a polarizing figure, people are going to love you or hate you, and they will celebrate your death. Or believe it or not, they will celebrate you being sick. As difficult as that is to accept, people are cruel. They are. They're very, very cruel, man. So what type of person are you going to be? That's what's more important. All right, family. Hopefully you guys got something from this. Please keep following the content, and subscribe, share, all that great stuff, family. All right. Be evolution. Be the change that you want to see. No candle loses its flame from lighting the other. And if you were to ever find yourself in the middle of chaos, it is in that chaos that you find yourself. Peace.